man, Cornerstone, you don't know the real sound. Pressure Bus Piper represent. That's the fire. Majesty. Oh, 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 oh. Hear me now. Sure. No man is an island. We can't do it by ourselves. We must all stand together. Cornerstone, hey.
Blessed love and greetings. Yours truly, Adrian, Chosen Stone, Cornerstone Collective. Got a message, man. Got something to share with y'all. And I tell you, man, the vibes in here are heavy. The vibes are real heavy. It's like just fighting it, like almost reluctantly doing this, but it's a message I gotta share. Something that has to be spoken. Something that's gotta be said. Once again, going on this topic of spiritual warfare. Some, you know, some might think it's a fucking crop of shit. Some might acknowledge what's really going on. Some might honor it, some might not. Some might not understand it, some might not get it. But it's a real thing. It's really going on. It's really taking place in some of our lives more than others. And shit is heavy, bro. It's heavy, it's heavy, it's heavy, it's heavy. I'm not gonna jump into specifics. I'm gonna try to run through this. I can't tell you the exact moment, but I know there was a calling. I answered it, and I vowed to fight this war. I vowed to defend the collective good, the greater good, which is the light, righteousness, all things godly, all things, you know, that represent love at the end of the day. The end all is love. You know, people, I feel like people, we often spend a lifetime trying to figure out what's the purpose of life, what's the purpose of religion, spirituality, this, that, like what does it lead to, what is the objective, you know? To sum it up, the end all is love. What's the whole purpose of religion, spirituality, all this and that and whatever? Is love. Is to reach a state of harmony where you now vibrate and you emit this frequency of love. Basically, that's what it boils down to. You can almost sum it up as that's life purpose for spiritual beings. That's the purpose, the whole purpose of life is that, almost, right? So in regards to spiritual warfare, I answered my calling, and I knew what it entailed. I knew, although it says it's a spiritual warfare, we don't fight against flesh and blood. It is here to do harm, to leave carnage behind, to dismantle, disarm, disband, basically break apart anything that represents the light, love, God, and so forth. I knew that there would be some sacrifices would be required. I knew that a lot of things would be asked of me, as they are everyone that you know, that that has their belief and their faith, and they feel that, you know, they have to defend things and they're being attacked, you know. I knew that a lot would be asked, which gives way to the saying, you know, to whom much is given, much is asked, much is required. To say that I've been abundantly blessed, it's almost a disrespect. It's an understatement. It's an understatement. And that's been made apparent more so in this day now than ever. We've reached a point where the enemy, there's no masquerading, there's no pretending, there's no, people don't even give a fuck to like pretend to care. And I'll use an example as like, I got family members that like I'll text, and the same ones that once held you in such high regard and they respected you and they valued you so much because of all the things you did for them, you don't even merit a response or reply anymore. It's cool. We're not gonna act on emotion. We're not gonna overreact. We're not gonna act or react how we would have, you know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. It's cool. I can do that now with ease, because if I were to take matters upon my own hand, I'll for sure fuck it up. Leave it up to the universe, leave it up to God, leave it up to karma. Dealt with. Done. So if I handle it, I'm ensuring that it's gonna go wrong. It's not, you know, back in the day, years ago, I would not stop till I know that my wrath was felt. I would go to any length, and petty as fuck, like petty as shit too. Like I would go to any measure, any length to make sure that that person knew my discontent, to make sure that they felt my discontent, to make sure that they knew that they fucked up, right? Now, the humorous part is that now they think they're getting over because they're not getting your response, they're not getting your reaction. In their heads, in their hearts, they hit a lick. Bomb. They hit, oh man, I got one. I finally got one up on this guy. He hasn't hit me up, he hasn't bothered, he hasn't said shit, he hasn't. Everyone will pay for the shit that's been done. Not to me, just in general. Rest assured that both good and bad deeds, your good deeds that you do, it almost feels like the good deeds take a little longer to get your payback than it does the bad ones. The bad ones, you for sure, you're gonna get that payback ASAP. But the good deeds you do, the good things you do for people, the good in your heart, have no doubt that too will get paid back. With some, you could add some on top, some interest if you want to call it, whatever. You know, just like your bad deeds get repaid, you know, and you get your karma, you get your, you know, bam bam. So do the good ones. Rest assured. It seems like the good ones take a little longer though, right? But whatever. So do good and good shall follow, man. Just keep doing good, keep doing good. Fuck what they, you know, let them think they got away with it. Let them feel that they'll know what they're paying for. It's not like, oh, something's gonna happen and oh, well, they don't know why that happened. No, they're gonna be fully aware of why that happened, what it's tied to, and how in relation that correlates to whatever wrong they did you or whatever shadiness they did you, right? They'll know. The same way that the enemy comes and attacks now, and they want their 15 seconds or 15 minutes of fame. Like, there's no hiding, there's no discretion, there's no throwing the rock and hiding the hand. Like, no, they'll walk right up to you, they'll fucking peg you right in your head, and they'll be like, look, I did this to you. They want their credit now. Like, they're not It's like you're not gonna. It's like going and getting a game catch, a trophy game catch. You know, like you're not gonna go headhunting, catch the trophy catch, and not take the credit for it. Everybody, they want to know. They want you to know that they did it. All right, cool. So there's no even pretending. There's no hiding. There's none of that. All that's gone out the window. So in the same regards, when that boomerang comes back around and whips you upside the head, it's gonna have a little marking on it, so you know in regards to who or what that slap upside your head was. You'll know. Trust me, you'll know. And when I say trust me, you'll know, I say that in the least arrogant or in the least boastful way, because again, I got nothing to do with karma. I could sit here and beg for someone's mercy in regards to something they may have done to someone else, to me, to whatever, to whatever. It's like that wife that calls the cops. She's getting her ass beat. She calls the cops and they show up and she's like, no, don't take him, please. No, don't take him. You could beg and plead all you want. They're going to take his ass. So I can beg and plead all I want for someone's mercy. Karma's still going to have her way. So going back to spiritual warfare, man, and knowing that we'd have to sacrifice so many things, I meant it when I said I'm willing to give up whatever it is, man. Be it whoever understands, whoever doesn't understand, whatever it is that gets in the way has got to go. Has got to go. The way in which we're being attacked, the way in which the enemy creeps in and seeps in to cause this division. When I say disband, disarm, dismantle, even down to your family circle, to your family unit. Most of you may know what my kids mean to me. Most of you may have seen via social media, via Instagram, Facebook, however, whatever. You may have seen them grow up right before your eyes, just like I did, right? You may have seen it, you may have not. But it's come to the point where even my kids have to serve as a sacrifice. And if that's the case, so be it. Because I have full conviction, full confidence, full faith that when it's all said and done, they'll understand why. They're going to get it. They may not get it now, but they will. Just like when Abraham was taken up to sacrifice Isaac, or Job was told to do this or do that. I have faith, bro. When my God tells me to do something, I'm going to do it. He tells me to cut off my right arm. It might suck, but I'm going to chop it off. He tells me lay up your kid upon that stone, bro, and let faith have its way with it. God says jump, I say how high? How many times? In which direction? Tell me when to say stop. Tell me when to stop. And it's because of that I've been blessed and have been allowed to get to this point in life. I didn't think I'd live this long. I didn't think I'd get past 30, tell you the truth. Tell you the God honest truth, I didn't think I'd live past 30. Between my womanizing ways and this and that and whatever the hell. So now here I am, 43. And on the surface, it may look like everything's falling apart. The car's repossessed, the car's gone, mom is sick, I haven't worked. No one sees me with my kids the way they used to, this, that, whatever, a lot of things going on. But there's a lot of things going on. They're not all bad. As much things as going on that may seem bad on the surface, there's just as many good. There's just as many that are good. The blessings just fall in my lap. And that seems to irk, that seems to irritate, that seems to burn, that seems to bother a lot of people. Why? Because a lot of people got to work their fucking ass off, just like I have. I didn't get past the 10th grade. I got kicked out of Miami Senior High School. I had to start working immediately. So I've worked from the time I'm 17 up until now. Worked nonstop, dead-end job after dead-end job after dead-end job after dead-end job, up until the point that I found my union gig. I landed the job with this local union where I did well for myself. I excelled. And 18 years, 19 years later, I made a conscious decision to stop that. Now, I'm basically leaving myself a free agent so that whichever way the wind blows or whichever way God nudges me to go to do, I'm free to do so. A free agent for God, a free agent for the Most High. Oh, why don't you DJ no more? Because I don't want to DJ no more. Because I don't want to be jammed up in a club playing music for people shaking their ass while I'm being called on to go do God's work. The hermit life, the monk life, call it what you want. Quarantine life, whatever. I just journal. When I say that I'm making myself a free agent for God, I just sit here and I study esoteric, occult knowledge, the Bible some more, whatever it is, man. Reiki, yoga, chakras. Just study. It's never too late. Like they say, it's never too late to go back to school. It's never too late. So, to whom much is given, much is required. So I know that a lot is asked. But I didn't think that it would be down to the point where it would split family like that.